Hey, what's up guys? It's Matt from RC Overload and welcome back to RC Overload Tuesdays, where we answer your questions here on the show. We usually pick a couple at random to talk about, but today we are doing a few extra questions because of the abundance of questions that I have gotten. So let's get it started with our very first question. I am wanting to post a couple of RC videos a week, but I'm having a hard time of staying consistent. Do you have any tips for staying consistent and starting a new RC channel? Thanks. Staying consistent in making videos here on YouTube is a very, very difficult thing to do. It's definitely going to be one of your most difficult things to achieve here on YouTube, besides the editing and the filming and everything else like that. And the biggest problem really is, life. Life gets in the way. Things will all of a sudden pop up during the week and you won't be able to get that video out. It happens. It's happened to me more times than I even know what. My life is just insanely busy. So I do the best I can at making videos for you guys because I enjoy doing it. But I've finally been able to come up with a schedule, each week of when I need to make the video like this, talking with you guys, when I need to edit it, and when I need to post it. For instance, RC Overload Tuesdays are actually filmed here on a Saturday morning. I come down into the studio and I answer the questions and film it for you guys. Later on that day, I edit it as much as I can, before I have to go and do something sometimes. And then throughout the next couple of days, I continuously work on editing it and getting it ready to be posted for Tuesday. While at the same time, during that week, I'm also filming and editing and prepping for Friday's episode. So I give myself a few days each to get everything ready. But I've also set up my schedule in my life, working around my jobs and whatnot, and I've been able to make that work. But if you're having a hard time at posting videos, if you say can't get one video out a week, try going for one video every other week. Or one video a month, if it comes down to that. More views during that time that you upload that one video than if you sporadically upload videos. Say you upload one video on a Monday and then a Wednesday, then you can't do it the following week, but then you upload the following Friday after that. People need to know when you're going to be uploading. So the best thing to do is to look at your schedule, look at how long it takes you to film, look at how long it takes you to edit a video, and try to come up with a little bit of a schedule that works for you. Don't stress yourself out. Don't overdo it. If you can't come up with a video that one week, well, try to make it up to everybody the following week by posting 2 videos. But let everybody know social media-wise that's what's going on. There are still times where, I can't make a video. It happens. I'm still working on perfecting my schedule. Everything changes. It's life. Just do the best you can. That's all I can really say. Do the best you can and just try to come up with a reasonable schedule that you can make every single week or every other week type of deal. That would be my best advice for you. Hi, got a question about Scale RC. I'm thinking of getting my first crawler and was looking at the new SCX-10 II. Is this a good RC to start with? What other brands would you recommend to someone that knows RCs but new to crawling? By the way, love the new Tuesdays segment. The SCX-10 II is an amazing crawler. Even for somebody that's just getting into the crawling side of things, definitely go with the SCX-10 II. It seems like each week and each month there's new stuff coming out for that. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, a lot of the older SCX-10 stuff from the original SCX-10 does work on the new one, so you can interchange it. Whether you get it ready to run or you want to jump right in and do a kit, doesn't matter. It sounds like you have experience with RC. Kit would, in my opinion, definitely go that direction because you get a lot more out of it. You get a lot better stuff. But if you want something to just, throw a battery pack in and go, ready to run is great as well. Other options that are out there right now is the Vetera crawlers. They have a couple of different setups right now. Other Chinese manufacturers, but I have not had the experience to try those, so I can't give you my honest opinion in those other ones. But I can definitely say that the SCX-10 II is an amazing platform to start out with just because of the aftermarket availability that there is for the truck. Like I said, Viterra does have a few other trucks. I've driven those a little bit. Just nothing on the show here, just other people had them, so I tried them out. And those work great as well, but they're actually a little bit more than the SCX-10 II, which is kind of funny. But if a budget, you're really looking at a budget, you don't want to spend a lot of money to start out with, you're not sure if crawling's really going to be for you, ECX just kind of released a 1/12 scale crawler, which we are going to be reviewing here next Friday. I was going to do it this Friday, but I can't make it for this Friday. But the following Friday, we're going to be reviewing the ECX Barrage that's right behind me. It is 1/12 scale. It's a little bit smaller than the SCX-10 II. But I can tell you, a lot of you guys are going to be very pleased with some of the stuff that it comes with. So far, I haven't really driven it much, but from what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at, I am loving it. So that's also going to be an option, so be on the lookout for that, more budget friendly. But yeah, definitely the SCX-10 II. I will promote that thing until the day I die. I absolutely love mine. It's amazing. It's just an absolute sexy beast. What cameras do you use in editing software? I'm starting out on my YouTube and I'm trying to get better. Thanks. Right now I'm using a Canon Vixia G20. It's a higher end model that you would normally see most people using for RC videos. It was just under $1,000 camera, but I invested into it knowing that I was going to want to make some really high quality videos. I wanted to take my video production to kind of another level, and I needed a camera that would do that. However, when I started out on a basic, little Sony picture camera that had video in it. And then I moved up to like a $200 camera that worked great for about a year and a half, and then I ended up just abusing the heck out of that and needed to upgrade, and that's what I'm using now, is the G20. And I use the G20 on everything, running videos, Tuesdays, and what you guys see here, and I'm learning how to, do the manual focus, the manual exposure, and all that other stuff. So that's, I wanted to learn that, so I got a camera for that. However, stay within your budget when it comes to a camera. If you can only afford a couple $100 camera, stay within your budget. A lot of cameras nowadays are great quality cameras and easy to use, and they simplify everything. You don't necessarily need to take it to the level that I've taken it, because I expect to have this camera around for years and years and years, because I don't expect to stop RC Overload anytime soon. But remind you, a higher end camera is going to require a lot more knowledge, and it can get difficult at times to really get the look that you want. I'm still working on trying to master what kind of looks I want for different feels. But for somebody just starting out, get something cheap and basic to start with, something that says HD, and make sure it's got 1080p. That way it'll give you a nice clear picture. Again, definitely stay within your budget with that. The editing software I'm using right now, and I've used several others. Right now I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. I have it with the cloud service, so I have all the Adobe products that I use. As you guys probably can tell from the thumbnails, I've been playing around in Photoshop like crazy, learning how to do that. But there is a huge learning curve with Adobe to learn all the controls and all the commands like that. So unless you have a little bit of experience editing videos and you get some of the basic techniques and understandings of basic things in it, I wouldn't look at getting something, just yet like Adobe. Especially since it's a monthly payment plan that you got to put out for it. What I started off with was Windows Movie Maker. That's probably the first 20 or 30 videos I ever made were all off of that. And then I moved up to a program called Cyberlink Power Editor or something like that. It's been a little bit now since I used it. But I had that for several years, and that's where I really learned how to edit videos and come up with the customization and the little tweaks in videos to make it look good. And then I moved up to Adobe. And just know that over time you're probably going to start, if you keep making more and more videos, you're going to actually start realizing what you need out of a video editor, what you need out of your computer, and what you need out of your camera. So experience, start off cheap, and work your way up. Okay, that's the best advice that I can give you. Question for next week. Does that mean that I can wait till next week to ask, and then I can say the question again and then have to wait until the following week? Do you foresee the trophy trucks getting as popular as the short course trucks have been? Do you plan to get one? It's very possible that they could become as popular. I mean, in a sense, you know, in a sense, they kind of are the same truck. You just got one that's more like a basic look, like a Traxxas Slash that is more for bashing, and then you got the ones like the Axial Yeti short course truck there. Again, totally went mind blank. And then you got the Losi Baja Ray, which definitely have more of that scale appearance in the trophy trucks. I definitely do foresee more companies kind of going more in a scale realism look for that. And, you know, a lot of you guys may have already noticed that, and myself included, that scale realism is definitely the future of RC. So it's very possible it could definitely get more popular. But it's kind of hard to tell right now. You know, people are just starting to get into that side of it. Joe from JPRC, his channel's kind of taken a direction where it solely focuses on trophy trucks now. So you guys can check his channel out and get some ideas and whatnot. So things are starting to pop up. Whether or not it's too tough of a call right now. Do I plan on getting one in the future? Absolutely. In the future. Because I can't afford it right now. But yeah, no, I definitely do want to get one. Right now I'm looking into the new Losi Rock Ray that has been announced. So I got my eyes on that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm a former racer, and I want to stay in the hobby and get a basher. I've been looking at the Axial Yeti trophy truck and the Losi Baja Ray. What would you recommend? Which one is more durable and easier to upgrade? I don't have either truck, but I have seen both trucks in person. They both have good and bads. I've heard a lot of stuff about the Losi truck not being as durable as some of their other trucks. Same with the Axial trophy truck. You know, they both have their weak points in it. They both have their strong points. The Baja Ray, you know, everything is kind of very easy to access and to get into to work. There definitely seems to be a lot more aftermarket support for the Axial trophy truck than what I have come across and seen on the Losi Baja Ray. However, the Baja Ray, suspension-wise, I've compared both trucks, definitely seems smoother and a little bit better built than the Axial trophy truck. Again, I've seen both trucks. I don't own both trucks. I haven't fully taken it out and experienced them for myself. But it would be a toss-up between either truck. If I was looking to upgrade it to the hills, I would definitely look more on the Axial Yeti trophy truck. If I wanted something that was easy to, you know, work on and had a really smooth suspension, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can dial in the Yeti just the same way, but right out of the box, the Baja Ray to me seemed like it had a much smoother suspension. So it's a toss-up. Cool video, bro. You have a ton of subscribers. Nice of you to answer some questions. I also dig your SCX-10 II upgrades. All that STRC, I may get some of those upgrades if I can stop FPV. Do you see yourself getting a quad or building one and trying out quads in FPV? Thanks, buddy. I'm actually, as far as subscribers go, I'm very stoked to even have 16,000 subscribers. That's friggin' awesome. So, you know, special thanks goes out to all the viewers who watch my show. As far as FPVing, that is actually something we are going to get more into here come spring and summer. I have had my eye on it since like over a year now. I've been wanting to do it. The cost of FPV is significant. The more of the initial purchase, because you got to get the goggles, you got to get the batteries, you got to get the antennas, you got to get the actual drone itself. So the initial purchase of everything is a huge slam to the wallet. So that's kind of why I haven't gotten into it yet, but we are definitely going to be getting into it. I'm looking at the new Inductrix FPV just for starting out. And then I have my eye on a few the Immersion RC FPV drones, just because that's what my hobby store carries. So I want to stick with something where I can just run down to the street and grab new blades or new batteries or something like that, just to start out with. And then later on, I might end up building my own and making my own customization, absolutely. I've only experienced FPV once, and I absolutely fell in love with it because I felt like I was playing a video game, and I did not want the battery to die in the drone, and the battery died, and I got really upset. Anyways, so yeah, definitely here in the spring and summer, you guys are going to start seeing a few videos of FPV, so be on the lookout for that. And I can't wait, and hopefully you guys will just either enjoy it if you want, or hopefully you guys get some ideas and join in on it, and we start having some cool FPVing stuff going on here, along with everything else. Which battery connector is in the stock Torment? The stock Torment comes with EC3 plugs. It's basically one that you'll find a lot with Horizon hobby vehicles, especially ECX. There is two. They look exactly the same. It's the EC3 and EC5 plugs. The EC5 plugs are designed for more of like a 4S battery and higher. EC3 is for like 2 and 3S batteries. The difference between the two plugs is that the EC3 is a 3mm prong inside, where the EC5 is a 5mm. So if it looks smaller, it's most likely the EC3, but the Torment does come with the EC3 plugs in it. Do you think ECX is a good brand? Because my friend, if looking for his second RC... Do you think ECX is a good brand? Because my friend is looking for his second RC, like the ECX circuit. ECX is a great brand, in my opinion, especially for the budget-friendly basher. They are not a top-of-the-line company, you know, they're not made with the top-of-the-line products, but they are very durable trucks, and I love my ECX trucks. You know, I have the Barrage back here I've been in love with since I opened it up out of the box. I have the Torment, which is just taking an absolute beating, and for a truck that's under $200 when I got it, absolutely amazing. Sure, the ECX trucks don't come with foams in the tires. The shocks are a little cheap. Doesn't come with adjustable turnbuckles, and the plastic feels very, very light in the truck, so there's not much weight to it. But for what you're paying for, absolutely, you know, especially if he's on a budget. If he's not on a budget, definitely look more into something else. You know, something that might last a little bit longer, might, you know, drive better than the ECX. But if he's on a budget and he wants to get another truck, ECX, and I will recommend him till the day I die. I've been very impressed and very pleased with those trucks for their price point. Alright guys, that is all the time that I have for today. We answered about 8 questions, I believe. So, yeah. If you guys want me to start asking more and more questions like this per episode, feel free to let me know. I also don't want to bore you guys with so many questions. So, you know, we're feeling it out a little bit. We're going to see how many questions is really a good mark to ask, you know. Sometimes if I don't ask it, I might just respond to you guys in the comment box, you know. Again, not trying to ignore anybody or anything like that. I've just gotten overwhelmed with the abundance of questions, and I'm loving it. But just trying to keep up with them, a little difficult. So, doing my best, guys. And again, let me know what you guys think of today's video. Anyways, that's it for now, and we got a cool running video for you guys on Friday. Alright guys, before I forget, this week's recommended video goes to my buddy Codes Empire, where he takes his junkyard SCX-10 out through his backyard crawling course, which is absolutely covered in snow. So feel free to check it out here or in the description box. And until next time, guys, I will see you on the next RC Overload. Later!